Episode 2 of Secrets We Keep starts with Aisha reporting for duty at a news station. A senior gives her an orientation and hands her the Ruby's disappearance case. Aisha starts by researching Rasmus before visiting the house. Katarina doesn't offer much help. She claims she has no idea why Ruby left. The only thing Katarina tells Aisha is that Ruby looked sad that night. Aisha takes photos of Ruby's room and leaves. Later, Aisha gets an update from a fellow cop. They went through Ruby's phone records and found the call she made to the police. At work, Cecilia checks her phone to see if there is any update on Ruby. Her colleagues start debating whether having an au pair is elitist. Cecilia calmly explains that it works for her. She later calls Mike, and he tells her to let the pregnancy test thing go. Mike is more focused on getting Rasmus to sign a deal. At home, Angel does her chores, but she can't help thinking about Ruby. She reaches out to their Filipino friends. One of them mentions that Ruby was talking to Darna at the last church service. They think Ruby wanted to get a new host family. At school, the boys continue taking secret videos of girls. After work, Cecilia checks in with Angel. She gives Angel some business advice since Angel is hoping to save and start a business. While they go over the documents, Cecilia starts crying and reveals she suffered from postpartum depression when she had Vigo. She thinks this is why she is not close to Vigo. On the other hand, Angela is close to him. The following morning, Aisha updates her superior on the case. Aisha found out that back in June, a neighbor reported Rasmus's family for a domestic disturbance. She heads out to talk to Cecilia, but it turns out Angel was the one who made the report. On that fateful night, Ruby had texted her saying, Rasmus and Katarina were killing each other. Aisha asks to speak to Angel and insists that any information is crucial to the case. Cecilia and Angel mention the dinner and say Ruby looked sad. Cecilia adds that Ruby asked for help, but didn't go into details about the problem. Angel mentions that Ruby spent a lot of time with a mutual friend, Kim Flores. After Aisha leaves, Cecilia sets up a lunch date with Katarina. They talk about Aisha's visit, and Katarina says the police are harassing them. She starts crying about how things have been hard for her and Rasmus. Rasmus blames her for one of their businesses tanking. Later, Aisha returns to Rasmus's house to ask more questions. Katarina goes off at her, claiming harassment and that Ruby was probably doing something shady. She shows Aisha a part dress they found in Ruby's closet. Aisha is unbothered and asks their alibi on the night Ruby went missing. Aisha continues looking into the case and stumbles upon Ruby's picture at a party. Kim Flores posted the picture a while back. Meanwhile, Angel gets a call from a family member asking for money. Angel tries to explain that she only gets paid once a month. However, the other party insists that it is urgent. Downstairs, Oscar arrives and tells Cecilia that Katarina said that Ruby left because she was a whore. Cecilia finds this shocking and asks Oscar to mind his language before Cecilia can leave for a dinner party. Angel asks for a 2-month advance, but Cecilia turns her down. She suggests they talk about it later. Meanwhile, Aisha drops by Kim Flores' host house. A neighbor mentions that Ruby might be in the house. Aisha knocks and sees that there is a party. Kim claims her boss is out of town, and as they talk, a woman with Ruby's same build passes by. Aisha mistakes her for Ruby and charges into the house. Things get chaotic as Kim and the other guests ask her to leave. Aisha starts panicking and calls for backup to manage the crowd. On the way to the dinner party, Cecilia talks to Mike about what Oscar said. Mike asks her to focus on celebrating the night. He advises her not to tell the police about the pregnancy test. At the dinner, Mike and Rasmus celebrate their new deal and friendship. Rasmus corners Cecilia and asks her not to mention the pregnancy test to the police. He thinks it will only cause a needless scandal and affect the company. Cecilia is offended that Mike told Rasmus about the pregnancy test. Back at the house, Vigo offers Angel money on the condition that she doesn't leave.